Hey, what is going on, my friends? Welcome to a well-sought-after video. Why do I keep starting it like that? What the hell? Why is it all well-sought-after?
I like it. What's wrong with it?
I don't know.
Accept it. Go with the flow.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to a video you guys have all been requesting quite a bit. Basically, what is going on with our relationship? I'm here with my baby girl.
Hi, guys.
She's adorable. She's amazing. Her name is Sammy, as a lot of you guys probably don't know yet. Some of you guys do who have been following on the Snapchat squad or on Instagram or whatever.
Snapchat squad.
But today, we want to address all of it. How did we meet? How did we kindle what we have? Why has it been a whole year since you guys have actually heard about it? Everything. So we're just going to cover all that stuff. It's going to be super exciting and entertaining. This whole entire thing is going to be available as a podcast, so you guys can get that on Stitcher, on SoundCloud, on iTunes, all that good stuff. The link will be in the description below. Final thing before we jump into it, I want you guys to leave the questions that you have for our Q&A that we have not shot yet in the comments below. So if you would leave any questions that you want down in this comment section, that is what we're going to be reading through when we go into that Q&A session, and you guys can pretty much fill in all the details of anything that you guys want to know that we don't cover in this episode. There we go.
Woo.
How many times have I shot that intro, baby girl?
Like 4. It's okay.
The last time the camera broke. There's like so many different things. Anyways, though, we're just going to get right into it. The full thing's going to be available on iTunes. We're probably going to talk for about 15 minutes just to tell you guys about how it all started. So,
Woo.
How you doing, baby girl?
I'm good. How are you, babe?
I'm super good.
Woo.
You look on fleek today.
You look on fleek today.
Oh, I did my eyes. You know, you see, I got my eyeshadow
Looking
on.
good, bro.
Oh, my wing is good?
Yeah.
They're
Perfect.
wings.
Eyebrows on fleek. Looking good.
All right, so what should we talk about first? How should we jump into this, girl?
How'd we first meet?
Oh, yeah. So we first met when I was like 13 years old.
Yeah, you were a youngin'.
I know. How weird is that? So you're 24 now.
Yeah.
I'm 23.
I'm a year older.
We went to high school together.
We did.
Isn't that crazy?
We did. 10 years ago, you
10
guys.
years ago.
10 years.
We graduated in 2010. So I guess it's not technically 10 years ago, but well, I guess wait, because we were going through, whatever.
2006 is when we started.
This is why I didn't make it through high school. Just kidding. I made it through high school. Calm yourself down. I made it through college too.
Calm yourself down.
No, but we didn't really know each other, right?
We knew of each other. Like, I knew who you were. I knew you played soccer. I've seen you. I knew your hair. I wanted to touch his hair. It was like fluffy.
Yeah, I was that gangly kid with the afro.
Yeah.
Bro, it was
this
like
white,
so curly,
skinny kid with an afro. I was like, dude,
all
that's
135
rad.
sexual skeleton pounds of me. Just bones wriggling around on the soccer field. No, so you knew of me. I knew of you, but I'd never talked to you because I was in my like sector, which is like that soccer thing, and then you had your sector, which was like the swim thing, and then obviously we had just like different friend groups.
Right.
So we were pretty much like never ran into each other, really. I mean, like
Rarely.
right?
Yeah.
Like I would see you at like a party, right?
Or like games.
Yeah, like here
I
or
went
there.
to soccer games.
Did you? Because you had like brothers, right? Or
Yeah. Well, yeah. Dominic wasn't in school.
The youngins, huh?
Yeah.
They're such munchkins.
I know.
Well, either way,
Shoot.
we were always like within vicinities of each other, but we never actually talked. I just thought she was so pretty. I just thought she was like the cutest girl in the world. I was like, what do you call it? Cheesing? I was cheesing a little bit, you know what I mean? I was cheesing, and I just never had a reason to talk to her, so I was just always like, oh man, yeah, that girl's really gorgeous. It'd be really cool one day. I don't know.
You know we had a class together?
Really?
Yeah, sociology.
With really?
Bree, that girl Bree, remember?
No way.
Yeah, dude.
I don't remember.
She told
that.
us. Well, she told me. She commented on my Instagram and was like, "It's so crazy how like 10 years ago we were in the same sociology class and now you guys are together."
Terrible.
Crazy.
That tells you how different Brian was back then.
Ditto. I didn't even remember.
I was probably in the corner, like seriously, just like nerding out, like.
Well, I just didn't go.
Socially anxious and stuff, like just in general, but then also socially anxious thinking about a girl that I might talk to. I was probably just like, nope.
Nope, not happening.
Nope. All right, let's play soccer. Okay, so fast forward then. We get through high school, and then like that whole thing where we saw each other here and there, done. Like I don't see her anymore. I went to a place.
I saw you.
Where'd you see me, girl?
You were longboarding with your
really?
friends and you had your shirt off and I was like, damn, is that Brian Turner? What the heck?
Oh. That's so true because I was longboarding all the time back after high school, and I was definitely doing it without a shirt on because tanning.
Because tanning,
'Cause
bro.
tanning.
Bro.
Where was I? Where was I at?
Sorry.
I forget. You
After high
sidetracked
school.
me.
I know. Sorry. After high school.
Oh, okay. Right. So we went through high school, and then I went on to a what do you call it? Community college or whatever. Did you go to that community college? Or no?
I did for like a semester.
Like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we didn't have class or anything. So I literally never saw her after that. So after that, it was just kind of like, oh, that really, really pretty girl that used to go to my high school way back then. Every once in a while, I'd like check in. We're all little creepers. We just don't like to admit it nowadays. We're just like, we call it
Totally.
detectiving or something like that. But it's really you being a creepy dude who has the access or chick to like see someone's what are they up to. It's like it's pretty creepy. But anyways, I would every once in a while I'd like go check Instagram and be like, oh cool, that's what she's up to, whatever. And so then there was never anything coming out of it, and I just pretty much like gave up the whole idea. Fast forward even more, I've been doing YouTube for a bazillion years, like 5-6 years. And then how did it happen?
You commented on my transformation picture.
Right. I was going through hashtags, and just because I was like pooping or something, whatever I do. I was pooping or doing cardio. That's when I go through hashtags. And I was looking at my hashtags, and then I think it was either hashtag or one of those, how the search thing now does like local people that are like somehow related to of sorts. It was something like that where I just stumbled upon your page and I was like, oh, cool, Sam. So I was just like going and going and going, just being a little perv again. And then I saw the transformation, and I was like, one, cool, like awesome, transformation's good. Like he went from that to that, like a little fluffy to a little freaking G. So one, first off, I actually wanted to say congrats on your transformation, but also is like, hey, this is a really relevant reason for me to say congrats on, like, to comment. If I just commented out of nowhere and I was just like,
trying to be sly.
Hey, how you been? And it's just a picture of you at the beach, like looking to the distance. Oh, cool beach picture. It's like, where'd you come from, boy? But the transformation gives you kind of a reason. You're like, hey, yeah, I just want to say congrats.
He knew what he was doing.
You're motivating, inspiring people around the world. And then what happened?
And then I slid into his DMs. You know it, girl.
In the DMs. Let me slide in the DMs.
Definitely did that.
So she slid in the DMs.
I did.
I saw that little accept or deny request or whatever thing, and I was like, let me look at that again. I was like, what's that little circle? I think I know that circle. That looks like somebody I know. And I looked at it and I was like, wow, what? Dude, that girl's hitting me up right now? Swag. It was awesome. I was just stoked because it's like a long time coming type thing. It was like, I don't know. It was like a long time coming plus forgotten. Like something that I already dismissed wasn't going to happen. So I was like, what? What? And then from there, I don't remember who asked who out, but we talked for a little bit. We were flirting back and forth on the Instagram DMs exclusively. Like, how you conversate through the DM and you're opening as often as you open your text messages. Might as well text, right? So eventually we got to that point in the DM where we're like, here's my number.
I gave him my number first.
Did you?
I did.
I'm glad you remember this stuff because I don't remember any of it.
Yeah, I do.
And then we switched to the number system. So then we were texting. And then I asked you if you wanted to go to like hang out or something. How did we
I
even
don't remember how that happened.
Yeah,
I just know.
Because I'm not the traditional guy. I don't want to be like, hey, do you want to go to Olive Garden for a first date? Oh, yuck. Do you want to go bowling? Yuck, yuck. Like, I don't. First dates are weird to me. Like, I think dates are like kind of weird in the first place. Because really, like you don't date your friends that you're going to start hanging out with. You just start hanging out with them.
Right.
And then now you're seriously hanging out with them. Now you're like inviting them instead of just like showing up where they were with other people. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I always thought like the first date thing was weird. It's like, do you want to put an official first like ceremonial annual date on this?
That's like a perfect word too. It's so true. Yeah.
So anyway, I digress. I don't know how we got into it, but then we went to Starbucks. That was our first place where we were like dating and meeting and stuff. And you were like heavy in school.
Yeah, I was in school. I was actually taking anatomy, and I was like I was at Starbucks every night after work. I got off at 5, went home, showered, and then went straight to Starbucks. And then I was like, I don't have time to like meet up and like hang out or anything. I was like, you can meet me at Starbucks, and then that's how it happened.
Yeah. I'll help you study. And I think that was also like one of my lines is like, you were like, I'm going through human anatomy. And I was like, I'm
so good at human anatomy.
Great.
I need to help you. I was like, yeah, that's a good excuse.
That's great, because I'm the anatomy queen.
Pretty sure that's exactly how it went down too.
I remember anatomy was one of the hardest classes I've ever.
It was terrible.
It literally is the hardest class I've ever been through.
Really is.
I had to learn all the boning markings, insertion, origin points, and muscles and stuff. So I was like, damn, girls actually doing something. One of the biggest pet peeves for me is when somebody, well, really just anybody has nothing going on, but someone that you're potentially going to be interested in, someone of the opposite sex, when you ask them like, what are you into? And then it's just like, it's like a flat line. It's like when you're at the hospital, someone dies, it's like, beep, beep,
blank.
Beep.
Yeah.
And it's like, the things I've heard on first dates before.
It's terrible.
I'm like, what? I've literally heard someone tell me that they want to be someone's trophy wife. I was like, you're not going to be my trophy wife. You just divulged your whole plan and plot there, Chief. You're not a very good spy, dude.
It's embarrassing.
This is bad espionage.
Right? That's embarrassing.
Well, true, that too. Like that is
like that's what you want in your life.
Like that's what you want to tell people you've worked towards.
Anyone who's like that, but like, not my thing.
Your namesake is attached to nothing. Like when you die, what do people remember you for? They don't even remember
someone's
you
wife.
Yeah, if exactly. They don't even remember you as a trophy wife. They just remember you as that chick that was associated with Robert, who was my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
They don't. I hate that. I like it when everyone has passion. So when you had something that you were going to school for that was actually like not psychology, I was like, damn,
psychology.
That's awesome. Because that's just for here in San Diego. I don't know how it is for the rest of the world, but here in San Diego, psychology is like the first thing everyone jumps to. The second thing is nursing. Instantaneously.
Yeah, dude, that's so true.
Right, it's just like a surefire thing. And then the military after that, if you like literally have never like came up with any idea for the college, you're just like, all right, now we'll do military. We'll figure it out for you. Anyways, I'm rambling. So we started talking at Starbucks and stuff. We did 3 dates there. I think we did 3 dates.
Yeah, we did 3.
We did like 2 really long, super crazy.
We talked for like 4 hours, you guys. Like 4 hours every single time. It was so cool. It was so awesome because he actually like we had a conversation. And when you go on a date, that's very rare. It's like that's blank and you're eating and you're like, wow, this is really lame. Like,
is that how a regular date is?
I guess, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
It's always like that thing where like the person you're talking to is nervous and is trying to come up with something to say by the time you finish talking so that they can say, it's like who like let's both work as a team to create the least amount of awkward silence possible.
Right.
Which is awkward. You're fighting.
You're just like filling in.
You're like admitting that you already feel awkward. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right, dude. Like when we were talking, it was just like.
It was so cool. I was really nervous. Because I talk with my hands anyway, so I was like.
You and me both. You and me are so Italian.
I know.
With
we're
this.
like, see.
Don't be slapping the microphone, girl. Yeah, no, but yeah, I remember that we were talking forever. Like I would get there at like 5, 6, 7. So it was like 6.
Yeah,
6-ish. And then we would be there until it closed, which I think Starbucks 10. Is like a 10.
Yeah, the one where we went, it closes at 10.
And then they would be like rounding up their tables and their flags or whatever Starbucks has, and freaking knights and horses and stuff. They're rounding all the stables up and whatnot. And they're like, "Are you guys still here?" Like, because they knew you, right?
Yeah,
you've been there for months.
Every single night for months. They knew my name. They're like, Sammy. And then they started seeing him, and they're like, "There's this one guy who always took my order," and he was like,
"I remember him.
I see you, girl."
They were always like, "Are you guys still here?" Like,
I know.
You don't need to move. We just need to move you to that table so we can clean this one.
Yeah.
And we're like, we'll get out of here. But then we would like go stand at the car for like 4 more hours, like an hour and a half more.
Yeah, and just talk.
And do that thing where like you're like, all right, good night. Like we should really go home. Good night. I'll talk to you later. I'll text you. Okay.
Yeah. We would like linger.
And then 20 minutes later, you're like, we should probably go, huh?
Yeah, we're like, what time is it, man? Like, what the heck?
Exactly, dude. And so that was the Starbucks thing. From there, basically, I mean, you just heard how we reacted to the whole thing. Like, we both really loved it. We both enjoyed hanging out with each other at the Starbucks thing. So then we end up just hanging out all the time. The first official date past Starbucks, I can't remember, honestly. I was hoping maybe you'd be like,
do.
What was it?
Our first official date.
Mount Helix?
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, he reenacted our first date on Valentine's.
Oh, yeah.
How cute is that? He's perfect.
All this stuff. So terrible, dude. No, yeah, that was the first place. Mount Helix in our town is like it's our highest mountain that you can drive up, and then when you get to the top, you have like a panoramic 360 of all San Diego.
It's really, really nice. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh.
Cue the video of that. I wish.
I know. Huh?
But yeah, no, it's so relaxing and nice and stuff, and like the sunset, and you know how I am. You guys know how I am with like nature and the colors, palettes, and stuff in nature. I think it's so gorgeous. So I was like, oh, this will be perfect. Went up there, did our thing. We were just like hanging out, looking at the sunset and just talking forever. Just talking. You had a sundress on. I remember that.
Yep, I did.
That was so pretty. Anyways, though, moving on though. So that was that. That was the initial first dates. From that point on, you can fill in the blanks. It was the next date, and it was the next date, and it was the next date, and then it was like hanging out more in between those dates, and then it was hanging out a lot, and then like basically just hanging out all the time, going on dates all the time, if you even want to call them dates anymore at that point. Yeah. Right. It's just like you're just with the person. We're just
there.
Right. So now let's fast forward to the question, because that's how we first met in the beginning, and then how we re-met into like a relationship, whatever you call it. I was going to say like attractive thing or whatever.
Yeah.
How we like did that. Then what was the next question? Oh, everybody wants to know, are you vegan?
I am vegan.
Ooh, she's vegan, guys.
I am.
Then the next question after, if you're vegan, that everybody asks, if I remember, is, were you vegan first or was he vegan first?
He was vegan first. I called him a hippie because I was like, what, you're vegan? Like, it was like the first 2 weeks we were talking, and he was like, yeah, I'm vegan now. It was like right when you transitioned to, I think it was like a month in, or a month or two in. And I was like, what, dude? Like, you eat meat. Like, I was just like in shock because of your physique. I was like, how are you vegan and you have this physique? I was like, what in the world? This guy is a hippie. Like, what is going on?
And plus, like, you've never been exposed to veganism. Like, there's no one in your life that's vegan or nothing like that. Like, even me, I don't have anybody who's vegan in my life, honestly, except for the people that I am now friends with because of it.
Right.
I mean, vegetarian, I had, I'm sure you had your bouts with people who were vegetarian around you, but not really like, there's not a heavy... In our child, like in our like 20s area, of course, San Diego's filled with vegans and vegetarians, but just like in our age group, it's just like didn't really. So yeah, you're right. Like when I told you that, it was kind of like
I was like, what?
I remember because I was thinking too, like, and people were asking me a bunch too because I was talking about going vegan stuff. They were like, "What are you gonna do? Like, about a girl, man? What if you ever run into a girl? Are you gonna date someone who's a meat eater? Is it gonna gross you out and kiss the person after they eat a steak or something?" And I was thinking that, like, not a big deal. Like, it wasn't really going to matter too much to me. But when I met you, I was like, I wonder how she's going to react to me being vegan. And if it's a poor reaction, like in a terrible way, then that's going to be the end of that. Like, if you just can't accept things that are different than what your norm is, then part of my, like, parameters for someone I want to be with is you have to be open-minded, just like
absolutely
me. It'd be weird if I was open-minded and you were closed,
right?
Or vice versa.
Yeah, and I was like asking questions. I was like, all I know that's vegan is like tofu. Jack in the Box tacos have tofu in it. That's as close as I knew like what veganism was, and that's terrible. And then so he was like teaching me stuff, and then he fed me a bunch of food, and I was like, I think I could do this. I think I could do this. He was trying.
I was feeding you the tofu.
Yeah.
That was before I knew everything about, well, not everything, but before I knew what I know about veganism.
Yeah.
So,
because you were so new with it.
I mean, doing, like,
we were just eating
beans,
like, tofu and beans and rice.
I think Gardein I had started to dabble with. So.
Oh, yeah. So
that was like.
Gardein's so good.
I mean, what are you going to do? Like, once someone gives you Gardein, you're like, all right, I can have that anytime you're willing to make that for me. So good. What am I going to do? Say no to orange, whatever those things. Chicken bites. They're so good, man. Good. Or buffalo wings or whatever. Anyways, so that's how that happened. I was vegan first, then she turned vegan. Would it have worked if she'd stayed non-vegan? I can't honestly give you the words on that, but I don't think so.
Doubt it.
Especially because of me, because like a normal person who's vegan with a non-vegan girlfriend, that might work. You're just living life and stuff. But my life is like so concentric about what I am doing. So if I'm vegan, that's a huge part of every part of my week. Like there's a video that's going to go up about vegan recipes and food. There's an explanation video teaching you, educating you about how veganism and creatine works, or how veganism and supplementation works, or veganism and transformation, whatever it is. Like everything's gonna be about veganism, and if she just hates it or thinks it's kind of weird or annoying, then it's gonna make my life difficult,
right? And
so that's gonna make it not work out. So those are the biggest questions that everybody wanted to know, except for the last one. This is the last one, and then we'll go into the podcast portion. That'll be into the video, but the last one is, how come it took so long?
Surprise!
Why did it take so long, baby girl? Why did it take a year from the time you guys started going out until you finally put up a video announcing and showing your relationship? That's the question, right? And the question, I think it has like a bunch of answers, but before I say anything else, guys, there's no stabs shot at any other YouTubers or social media people. It sucks being part of social media. When you talk in general, it immediately smashed into a stab against specific people. That's not what it's about. But for me, I've seen a lot of social media people, Instagram YouTubers, go out with somebody, immediately start posting about them, and start just like campaigning. Go follow Tiffany McButtcheeks. Go follow Tiffany McButtcheeks. She's so awesome. Tiffany McButtcheeks Q&A 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Tiffany McButtcheeks glute workout. Tiffany McButtcheeks lunges. And it's like I'm watching Roger. Like, I want to watch Roger Fitness. I want to watch him do his life. I want to see him teach me. I want to hear his voice. I subscribe to his voice. And this is not me like being like uppity or arrogant or anything like that, but it's just like if you go to MTV channel on your TV and then you're watching the Food Network, you're watching Chopped episodes, you're going to be like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to watch food right now. I want to watch Paul Wall and Slim Thug kiss or whatever it is, right?
It's so true.
Right. So it's like, it's just weird when people like overemphasize things when they get a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I just think it's like, it's too much. And then when that person stops being in your life after you have posted all these photos, that's like, man, this person is the quote unquote the one. I have found the one that's right for me. You make all these videos. This is the other thing too. You make all these videos teaching people how to have relationships. This is how you should look for a girlfriend. This is how you find the right girl. This is how you talk to women. This is how your relationship should be. This is how you should, approach this and that topic and blah, 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 blah. They get all professy and stuff. And then they break up.
And then what? You're like, duh. You know what I mean?
It's just like that trophy wife thing, dude. It's like, it's an embarrassing thing.
Absolutely.
I feel like your dignity is pulled out of you.
Right.
Right. And like,
yeah.
It's not like I lose respect entirely for somebody that does that, but I lose that part of the respect that I had for them. Like,
well, and not only that, but it's like how, at the time we didn't know how serious this was going to be. You know what I mean? So it's like, you got to like try it out first. You got to test the waters. And it's like, why are you going to put someone, blast them all over the place and then not know?
It's going to,
it's just silly.
It's going to be bad. And like with anything, you need to test it out. Like, I just think people get way too excited and then just jump right into it. Like, for example, when you go into a relationship, it's not a guarantee. It's not wrong. It's not a guaranteed thing for it to work out. And it's not wrong. It's nobody's fault and nobody's a dick. Nobody's mean or anything if it doesn't work out. It's not like just because you are putting your 100 in and she's putting her 100 in that it just has to work or one of you guys is a bad person and one of you guys did something wrong. No, man. Like, peanut butter and mayonnaise don't mix. But they'll show up to the show. You can pull them out the jars. You can open the fridge. They're right there. So, yeah, you can make them next to each other. You can smash them onto the same bread. But after 30 years, you don't want to eat a peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich. You want to eat a peanut butter and banana sandwich.
Right.
Or peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Or whatever type of sandwich that fits in your little
marshmallow.
Your macros. But you kind of get what I'm saying with that analogy there. Is like... If you're forcing it, it's not going to work out. And it's okay for things to not work out. That's why you date. You date so that eventually you can find the person that works and then you marry them. It's not, I feel like the whole dating thing is just real weird nowadays. I feel like
absolutely.
The dating thing isn't even about like, literally for me, it's testing people until you find the person who passes the test to get married. That's all it is for me. Like, legit. I feel like for other people, it's like fulfilling certain things that they wanted to fulfill, and you aren't allowed to get past that part in that relationship, but just like the way you fuck that person or whatever, like
exactly,
that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I feel like this, like dudes are just like, all right, dude, I want to bang a black chick for like a year. So they go find that chick and they like tell her all these things and get her convinced as hell. And then they're like, okay, now I want to date a chick that's into raving, and now I want to date a chick that's into the gym. Right. So they just go through phases of going out with people, and these phases go for about a half year to a 2-year span, and you just get all your pleasure out of it, and then you bust out of there. And it's like, for whoever is still in that old-fashioned kind of thinking where they're like trying to find the right people, you're ruining those people's like years.
Absolutely.
Like if you're dating Tiffany and you're just doing it for your own vain reasons, but Tiffany's really trying to find her man, and she's starting to think that you are. She's starting to build the blocks in her brain to make it work for her to be married to you eventually, and then you just dip on out. It's terrible. And then you perpetuate that terrible attitude throughout all of our young people, and that's why we have divorce. Yeah.
It's a cycle. It's terrible.
That's why we have such bad divorce, dude.
Absolutely, I agree.
It's crazy.
It's all about the wrong reasons.
All about
money,
the wrong reasons.
sex.
Looks.
Yeah, looks.
Labels, status. power, clout.
Status, huge.
Yeah.
Power couple.
Yeah, power couple. LOL. That's another reason that I didn't want to put it on here. Is it's like, it's not. There's so many reasons, but another reason is just like, I'm not here to exploit having a girlfriend to create more views for my channel. Mm-hmm. Never in my channel, never in your life will you ever see a thumbnail with my girlfriend's ass on it that says glute workout or whatever it is, or just like, we broke up, or like, this is it. And then it's nothing. I'm not going to use baby girl to create views. It's just inappropriate and odd. It's just odd because in my head, if I value somebody, I won't use them. Mm-hmm. Period. And I will use somebody if that's what their use is for, if they're working with me or for me or something like that. You know, if I have a model chick who's wearing BTW, I'm going to use her looks to get people to check out BTW, buy BTW. See this?
Right.
But that's not what my girlfriend is. My girlfriend is not a hot chick that I hired, but now it's free because I'm going out with her. Mm-hmm. That's not what it's about at all. So that whole idea of exploiting your girlfriend, it was just like kind of a gross thing to me. And I didn't want anyone to misconstrue the fact that I was or was not doing that. So I didn't want to be like, oh, we just started going out 8 weeks ago. Here's all this crap. Here's all these videos and pictures and stuff with it. I just, I don't know. I just think with everything I've ever done, I've always gotten into it and gotten good at it before I started talking about it. I didn't start soccer and start telling everyone I'm the bomb at it. I didn't start bodybuilding and telling everyone I'm a bodybuilder. It took me years till I was like, okay, guys, I'm a bodybuilder, because now you can look and you can see that I'm a bodybuilder. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. Like when I want to tell you guys, hey, this is my girlfriend, I want to do it after I'm sure that she is my girlfriend, not a girl that I'm testing in the girlfriend waters that is about to fail, and then I'm about to put it all up on the internet and then have to explain it all. Everything about all that situation with a lot of people, how they introduce the girlfriend, is just so odd to me. I just think it's so freaking odd.
You're so right. It is very interesting.
I mean, you've heard me, baby girl, you've heard me rant so many times on this topic. You know I have like 100 other things to say.
Absolutely.
Right? Like
thousands.
Especially when you weren't on the channel. Especially when you weren't on the channel, like, because at that point you were at a different perspective. You were having to hear my reasons for not putting you on the channel. Mm-hmm. And so like, that's one of the things that's cool about you too, is like, for most girls, when they would bring up the topic and be like, how come I'm not on your channel for 12 months? Like, how come nobody knows about me? Are you hiding me? Most girls would hear the answer that I give them, all that stuff, all that logic stuff. Right. They would hear the logic stuff and be like, why are you sassing me? Like, why are you being a dick to me? That's not logic. That's just you coming up with excuses not to put me on there, and then just like light into a fire of anger, right? But
it's so true though. Chicks are crazy.
The one thing that's unique, like the unique thing about like me trying to like just like get my ideas across to you is like, I can speak very candidly, and I can take like a lot of the sugar out of there, and like I can say something like, yeah, your ass is gonna get 50,000 views. I can say that, and it's not going to make you feel bad about your friend that has her ass out, or you, or anyone else in your life. It's not going to. You're going to be like, that was logical, because if I go look on YouTube, 50,000 views is on the ass thumbnail. Like it's all logic, so you can understand my logic. Like a lot of people,
thank God,
a lot of girls hear logic, and they just make sure that they swoosh it over their head, even if they understood it. They're just like, nope, phew. Luckily with you though, is you take it, and then I can have a freaking conversation with you.
It's great.
So now you guys know. And that's that. This is baby girl right here on my right.
That's right.
You can follow her on Instagram at Sammy Grimm. That's double M on both the first and the last
double
name.
M, like the Reaper.
Sammy _ Grimm. Right.
Yeah, underscore.
Yeah. Instagram names. I'll put a link in the description below. From this point on, though, we are going to continue the rest of this podcast on the podcast. So if you would like to continue hearing what else we have to say, what are the little things we're going to discuss probably for the next about 15-20 minutes, you guys can go on over to the iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. You can download the MP3 from SoundCloud. You can get the episodes on your Android or iPhone from the iTunes or the Stitcher, whatever you want to do. But yeah, we're just going to continue this on the podcast. But other than that, though, I appreciate you guys coming in here, tuning in on this video. This has been a video you guys have been asking for a long time, so we wanted to do it for you. We want to show you some love. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a comment. Let us know what you thought below. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed already.
Do it.
Team Beyond the Week.
CT.
Lift heavy or die MIRIN, motherfucker. Team Beyond the Week. CT. Lift heavy die, Myron.